Felixstowe Radio Breakfast. It's Friday the 23rd of July today, but it's not the last day of July. And of course, it's not just any July. It's Joker July. Tommy, good morning.
I had to throw in a Joker laugh there. How are you, Dan?
Do you know, you can laugh normally and it would still scare me. You're a scary guy. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just glad it's Friday again.
Oh, love that. So you can't be to the studio today, but don't worry, we don't need to worry about that. We have the phone.
Nope.
We love phones, don't we?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great invention. Whoever invented the telephone, hats off to you.
You know, maybe I should have known you were going to say that, but I didn't. But if I did, I would so have got that bit of research up. But the inventor of the telephone, I mean,
Find out for next week, Dan, and just tell me next week on air who invented the telephone.
Do you know, this is one of those things that I do know the answer to as well. There you go, Alexandra Graham Bell, and they made a reference to that in the SpongeBob movie as well.
Oh.
I should have known.
Well, you would know that, but I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's not your kind of genre. Animated April, though, is quite a few months away. I've got time to work on you in that time.
I know. In the meantime, we're still dealing with our Joker July.
We're doing the Joker July. So, what movie have you got for us this week then, Mr. Tommy?
Well, it's short and sweet review-wise this week, but I figured I'd go for the critically acclaimed film featuring the Joker from 2008. It's Christopher Nolan's directorial Batman sequel, The Dark Knight, rated 12A, and Heath Ledger's Joker, a performance that has been immortalised since its 2008 debut. I mean, you're not really a fan, Dan, but you must have at least heard of Heath Ledger's Joker. And
of course I've heard of the Joker. He's big news.
The film has a lot more going for it than simply an Oscar-worthy villainous role. It just happens to tell a captivating crime-based story. Christopher Nolan took everything that worked from what was a very successful first film in Batman Begins and dialed it up to 11. I see the entire trilogy as a begins, falls, rises trio thing, and the fall really pays off in this film. No one gets the happy ending at the end of the picture. Everyone hits their lowest point because of the chaos that the Joker has created, forcing all the characters to fabricate lies to the public or to each other. So it's a very smart film. Batman / Bruce Wayne is obviously the Dark Knight that the title refers to, but Aaron Eckhart's Harvey Dent, he also claims that title by the end of the film, with him being referred to as Gotham's White Knight at the beginning of the film, and then becoming a much darker character by the film's climax. So to close, this is the film that I show people who do not like comic book movies, to show them what can be achieved in cinema through the genre. This film is lightning in a bottle and leaves you on the edge of your seat from beginning to end. And on that note, I rate this film 5 out of 5 stars.
Nice.
Easily.
Do you know, as soon as you shocked me just then, because my eyes lit up. We're not filming this, by the way, this week for YouTube. But as soon as you said this, if you don't like your comic book films, this is. I mean, do you reckon I'd like it? I mean, 5 stars. I'm not into my comic book. You're talking to me here.
It's just a very, very smart film that has reached critical acclaim over the years. You ask anybody, you watch all these polls on the internet of people who have said oh, give me the best comic book movie, give me the best comic book movie. The Dark Knight is always in there, in that mix. If not, down to the last 2 easily. And it really is, because it really is a masterpiece of cinema. It's basically it's a gangster movie with Batman and the Joker in it, and it just happens to tell a very philosophical story to it, and it's something that still resonates and connects very much with reality, because nothing in this film could not happen in real life. It's a very realistic film.
I like films like that, a bit of reality. That relatability. Even Toy Story, growing up, I thought that had it in it. So it's like, okay, yeah, I love that about
I agree.
Film.
Yeah. I mean,
love that.
Well, that's the Joker in the comic books is a very superficial villain. Like he's, like he uses like squirty flowers to, shoot acid at people and stuff. Well, they took away those theatrical qualities, but still kept some in for this version of the character, where he's basically a terrorist, really, in this film, and that's kind of something like worth what they did. They thought, how can we make the Joker terrifying to the modern day audience of 2008? And that was the answer. They thought, let's make him terrorist type character.
It's one of those, because obviously you're saying about it being all comic book and comic strip. Obviously, that's where you kind of and you've mentioned this in previous reviews this month about the whole pow, bam, whap. There's really cheesy, multicoloured, like you see them at the market and say, look at this low price of a banana. It's very much away from that. And I mean, to get you've been very critical of that kind of. That kind of cheesy style.
I just think comic book movies always have the opportunity to tell very compelling stories, and a lot of time that gets overshadowed these days with a lot of independent stuff that come out. There's a lot of snobs, shall we say, out there who may think.
Critics, we call them, Tommy.
Like just people like, comic books are just stupid. They're nothing special. They're just for kids. This movie is a movie that proves that comic book movies are certainly not just for kids. This is a film that you can watch at like any age really and just be captivated by. I watched it when I was 13, and
you say any age, Tommy, 12 or above, so like 10, 11 with an adult, of course. Must stress that.
Yeah, of course.
I get what you're saying. It's something
watch it if you're under 12. Watch it with a parent, obviously. But no. I was captivated when I was 13, and I'm still captivated at 26 when I watch it. It's an absolute masterpiece, and that's how I'd like to close on that one.
Wonderful stuff. Well, Tommy, thank you very much for another review. We're finalising Joker July next week.
Yes.
Have you got anything big planned, or are you going to leave it?
Tell you the truth, Dan, I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to have a think about which one to go for, and we'll find out next week.
Wonderful. And then after then, we are jumping straight into Action Movie August. Still, though, right? I can leave that. I just want Sci-Fi September. I am psyched for that.
Don't worry.
I can't wait for that. We'll get there.
We will get there, and I can't wait either. That'll be fantastic.
We will get there. All right. Well, Tommy, thank you very much. Have yourselves a great weekend, fella.
You too, buddy. Take care.
And hopefully have him back in the studio next week here on Felixstowe Radio. Right, 80s at 8 is on the way at 8 o'clock this morning. And, of course, got some great tunes between now and then, including Craig David